Yes.
Yes.
So, I
All right.
love it. How come why do I look so fucking pale?
You don't look pale.
Why
Okay,
do you
so,
look tan and I look like I've never seen the light of day?
I mean, because I'm kind of tan.
Okay, I got a spray tan. Can I
So
put the
for
wood burning
everybody
down?
that doesn't know, this is Miss Steph Lee. She is an amazing woman. I'm so blessed that she's going to be sharing her story with me today. Steph, I just had a brain fart. I'm sorry because I was looking at something else. All right. So Steph. All right. So Steph, tell me a little bit about you. Oh, and she's off.
Hold on. Sorry. Yeah, because you're looking mad tan, and I'm looking like I ain't never seen the light.
I'm just tan.
I'm tan too, bitch.
Yeah.
You got a filter on this bitch? Because
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Just a heads up for everybody. Me and Steph have bonded over our trauma humor. So you might catch a joke every now and then. It's not us being insensitive. It is just how we deal with our stuff.
Yeah.
We make a little jokey joke from time. Bear with us. Please don't be offended on our jokes. It's just how we process.
Yeah. I don't want anybody to be offended. I will probably make jokes throughout this whole thing. That's how I deal with shit in life.
Yeah.
I blame my mom. You know what I'm saying? But
We always make a jokey joke.
Yeah, it's just a little jokey joke.
Just a little jokey joke. We have DDC.
Alexa, volume 1.
We have a DDC club. Me, Steph, and Brittany are all part of the DDC club. So we constantly make jokes about that. So, all right, well let's get into it. So
what does DDC stand for? I'm in a club. I was like, I'm in a club I didn't even know about.
You're in it. All right. So
yeah, I'm in that one.
Steph,
I should have brought him
where
out.
Where did you grow up?
A lot of places. I grew up in Wilmington, North Carolina. I was originally in my mother's custody. I call her, once again, it's just what I refer to things, how I deal with things, my uterus donor. So I was in the second grade. That was fucking terrible. She lost custody of me and my sisters 3 times. And I remember every bit of it. So for everybody that thinks their children don't remember shit, yes, they do.
Yeah.
I remember being in first grade. My teacher's name was Mr. Kantrowitz. That's nice. And defects being at our door, and my mom telling me to pretend like I was sick.
That's the Department of Children and Families, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
CPS, whatever y'all want to call it. Yeah. And in my first year of second grade, because I didn't take it twice. My first year of second grade, we were walking home from the gas station. Me, my mom, my sister Elizabeth, and a girl named Vanessa from the neighborhood. Cops show up, blue lights everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Hold on. And I remember grabbing my Winnie the Pooh and Tigger. They were like life size as I had as a kid. And my mom told me she would be back in the next couple of days. This was all a misunderstanding. Mm-hmm. And she didn't come back for 2.5 years.
Oh, wow.
I think our time frames were a little off.
Yeah.
But she did this really embarrassing shit where, like, my school bus still drove past, like, where my mom lived. Mm-hmm. Because my mom lived in, like, an apartment complex in a townhouse. And she would put signs outside.
Oh, shit.
My mom spent more time in the bathroom getting high than she did with me.
So your mom lost you because of drugs?
Yeah, she was an addict, very badly.
Yeah,
my mom would slide money like under the door for us to walk to the gas station. Keeping in mind, I was in second grade. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, that shit wouldn't go down. But for us to go get snacks from the gas station, with just me and my middle sister.
And you guys this was like second grade, so you're like 8?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was the first time I had to do second grade. I had to repeat second grade because my mom didn't take me to school. And
Damn.
I had a reading disability, and I'm number dyslexic.
Well, hell.
You know, like, once again, Jesus rolled the dice, guys. Okay.
What
That's
about your, so where was your dad during this time?
my whole life. I remember the last time I seen my daddy, and I was with my little brother. I have a little brother named Johnny, and I poured sand in his hair, and my daddy punished my brother. I was in probably first grade, because my daddy never could punish me.
Yeah.
He never could. I was like, yeah, but like I did it.
Yeah.
He was like, go watch Barney. Your brother's gonna stand in the corner. I was like, no, but like I did.
That was what they did it. But your brother got punished for
Yeah,
you did?
yeah, yeah.
And your brother, was he older than you?
No, my brother's younger than me.
Oh, shit.
My brother is. I'm be honest, we don't really have a connection. I think he's like 4 years younger than me, or 3 years, something like that. And my whole life, I grew up till I was 16 years old. I was told my daddy didn't want nothing to do with me.
Damn.
That my daddy didn't care about me. He wanted to be with other, my own mother's words. He wanted to be with other bitches. And never wanted to see me. That my grandparents in Georgia didn't care about me. They were these horrific people. And when I turned 16 years old, my uterus donor finally did one good thing in her life. And she told me where my great grandmother lived. Which my grandma's family is from North Carolina. And which is like the pier and shit. That's the background of that part. And she took me to go see her. It's actually one of the last pictures I have with my sister. And the only one I have with my mom. But I went and seen her, and even through all this time, I was like, so you ain't want shit to do with me?
Yeah.
Like, I lived my whole life having to be number one. I thought that's why my daddy wasn't around. Because I wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
Or my mom was doing drugs because I wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
To have her, like, affection, her love. So I number one in every fucking sport I played. Number one in science Olympiad. I had to be number one because I thought I was the problem.
Yeah. You grew up feeling like you weren't good enough for these people that were supposed to love you, so you tried to, you like self-reflected it.
Yes. So I had two older sisters I grew up with in North Carolina. I have a brother that was originally from Georgia. And I had to be number one. To the point where I had so much like built up anger, so much like hatred inside of me because of what was going on in my own life. Not because of necessarily everybody else, but I was bullied really fucking bad. In middle school and high school. And in middle school is when it was my 8th grade year. This girl, she talked so much shit about me. Being a blonde, my hair is naturally sandy blonde color. She made these blonde jokes. She's like, she's too dumb to understand it. Which I was a science Olympiad winning first place awards. I was far from dumb. But I allowed that image of what everybody thought to become me, so I dyed my hair jet fucking black.
It wasn't perfection.
No, it wasn't right. So I started dyeing my hair jet black. And all that anger that I had inside of me due to my like home life and people picking on me because I was known as, my mom was known as Blondie. Because that was her drug dealing name.
So you're a user and a dealer?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
She did both.
Yeah. Was she stealing just to kind of support her own habit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my mom left me with the dope man numerous times.
Like as collateral?
Like, she left me and my sister with one of her dealers overnight. And I don't even remember going to sleep in my bed. I just remember waking up at their house.
Oh shit.
And her name was Amanda Kroom. And I remember that name to this day. I
Yeah.
remember waking up on her couch with my sister, being like, where the fuck are we?
Yeah. And mom nowhere around.
No, nowhere around.
Damn.
It was mom will be back later. Mom will be back later. Well, wait, because hold the fuck up. How did we get here?
Yeah. Yeah.
And she just never gave a shit. And I understand, and I say that in the aspect that I'm not an addict. I don't know mentally, emotionally what people go through. But I'm sorry, as a mom, I look my fucking babies in the face. Ain't no way in God's green earth anything coming over them.
Yeah.
So when I had kids, my hatred for her got worse.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I left NC was after everything happened, my great grandma got sick.
Mm-hmm.
She was dying. She was very much older, and it was not necessarily like a scary thing because she had lived a hell of a life.
Yeah.
And
Dad's side.
yeah,
Okay.
it's my great grandmother on my daddy's side.
Yeah.
And I came home from school one day. I'd already rebelled, and in eighth grade, damn, one step backwards. In eighth
Yeah.
grade, when I I had everything in the palm of my hand, scholarship wise. I had a full ride to college in eighth grade from Science Olympiad. Like a bitch wasn't stupid.
Yeah.
And this girl, oh, took it too far one day. I told the principal I did everything I could do, and I was looking at going into state in Science Olympiad within the next week. And she kept pushing me, kept pushing me. She put her hands on me one day, got real disrespectful. I blacked out and I swung.
Yeah.
I beat the fucking brakes off her. I'm not gonna lie about it. I did. But I don't recall the whole fight itself.
Yeah.
I remember I was talking with my hands, and she said, "Don't talk with your hands, Ma," and she hit my hands. I blacked the fuck out. And when I woke up, I remember 3 teachers, and I was in handcuffs.
Yeah.
And I lost my scholarships. I lost everything. I was also accepted into a 2-year high school. I lost it all.
Yeah.
And it was like a downward spiral for me.
And that's when the first tip of that perfection that you've set up started to.
And I mean, when I came home, my grandma was like, "You stood up for yourself, you defended yourself," because my grandparents were raising me, my mom's parents in North Carolina. My parents have never raised me.
Yeah.
And you stood up for yourself. I remember like sitting in the bath, like washing my hair. My fucking head was hurting because I just pulled my hair. But I remember like I just threw it all away. What am I good for now? I wasn't allowed to play volleyball anymore. I was expelled for the rest of the year. I lost my scholarship to college. In 8th fucking grade, I had a full ride to college. But because I lost my temper, and I don't remember it.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was in the hospital because I was having ovarian cyst. We were at a festival downtown, and I was on probation. Yes, they put me on probation. I was fucking for my very first fight, and I was on probation, and I got into another fight. It was like this weird feeling of releasing the anger, but I don't always remember it.
Yeah.
Is that part? That's the part that scares me. And I did get in more trouble because it was in the middle of downtown Wilmington, and this girl was talking about my sister Angelina, and it once again it was like a trigger.
Yeah.
I blacked out. I swung. All I knew is I remember waking up. I hit a cop.
Do you think it was like a control thing?
I don't know.
Can't control what's going on at home. Like I know me growing up, because I had the same thing. I started lashing out, and it was like I have no control at home. I have no control over this stuff, but like I can control how the hell you treat me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like my temper gets to a point where I don't I don't remember.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't allow my Wi-Fi. Hold on, back.
No worries.
My Wi-Fi's not on. You're lagging it really bad. Try going out and come back in.
Yeah, it's a little laggy on my side, but your voice is clear. It's just the picture's not that clear. We're gonna get through it though.
Maybe I should just turn my do not disturb back off. Could that be part of it? It was fine earlier.
Is the picture clear for you guys? Yeah, they're good.
Okay.
Okay.
But it was, my temper would get to a point that I didn't know how. I couldn't stop it. There was no stopping it.
Yeah.
That's why I don't allow my temper to get there anymore.
Yeah.
And so I did catch another charge. I hit an officer. Was on probation. And that was my fault. There was no excusing what I did. I did what I did. But it was like, I could talk bad or like be in an argument with my siblings, but you cannot.
Yeah.
And it was just a trick. I literally just gotten out of the hospital. I still had my hospital band on. And my sister took me to the Azalea Festival, and this one girl, her name was Ingrid Solomon.
Fucking Ingrid. Fucking Ingrid.
She came into the ice cream shop. This is not a joke. And my other sister, Elizabeth, got a text message. She was like, "Yeah, Ingrid's talking mad shit about Angelina." I was like, "Who is?" So I unflipped that fucking phone real fast. Pulled that antenna up. I was like, "Bet where?"
With the flip phones.
Yeah, the flip phone. Y'all know what that is. The antenna. You got to make sure the antenna's up too. And I literally took my hoodie off, handed it to my sister, and my cell phone. I said, "I'll be fucking right back." And I don't even remember everything. I remember her calling me a white bitch. I was like, "Well, clearly." But I thought that was a given.
Yeah.
And I just remember swinging, and it got me in more trouble. So after being in 2 altercations, I knew that's not who I wanted to be.
Yeah.
I knew what I was capable of, and I never ever wanted to see that side of me ever again. I said I was going Gandhi after that day.
Did you feel like you lost that person that you were?
Yes.
Yeah.
I more than lost it. I was confused and almost to a point scared.
Mm-hmm.
Because how can somebody's brain just shut the fuck off? Like, how can it just turn off and I don't know what I'm capable of?
Yeah.
And I didn't like that side of me. And my great grandma, like I said, in North Carolina, she was dying.
Mm-hmm.
And my family in Georgia and North Carolina, they didn't get along.
Yeah.
And I came home from school. My friend picked me up I was in high school, halfway through my sophomore year. And I went in. I was like, "Look, I'm going to get changed. I'm going to go see Grammy," was my grandma's name. Grammy, and I'll be back. My grandpa, who raised me.
On your mom's side?
Yeah, on my mom's side.
Okay.
Looked at me and said, "No, you're not." And I said, "Yes, I am."
Wow.
Yes, I am. And he pushed me. He got like right here. That was my dad too. And this is coming from like somebody I looked up to as a child. Like we watched every Carolina game together.
Right.
Yes. We watched every Carolina game together. Like I was very boyish growing up.
Yeah.
And he pushed me. And that day I pushed him back and I said, "I'll never walk back in this house ever again." And I never fucking did. I left NC that day and went to Georgia. I left both my sisters, my mom, everything I knew.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know my grandparents and dad in Georgia.
Yeah.
I didn't know them. I had just reconnected with them within weeks before this happening.
And you're 16.
Yes, I'm 16 years old. In the middle of my sophomore year, I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
But I did it. And I walked away because I knew I was better than what I was going to be if I stayed in NC.
Mm-hmm.
And it was also a point because I was hard-headed. Like you said, I wasn't going to walk back in here, and I'm fucking.
Yeah. Stubborn.
Yeah, and I'm not going to. You don't tell me. Like, I was just at that point in my life that I had seen so much, been through so much, that fuck it. Like,
Right.
whatever. I left NC that day. I literally texted my grandma and I said, I can't go back home. And she was in North Carolina because her mom was dying.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I'll come get you. And she said, are you sure this is what you want? My grandpa, who raised me till I was 16 years old, said that he would rather see me in a foster care. All because I wanted to see my great grandma before she died.
Yeah.
That fucked with me.
Yeah, it's very selfish of him.
And like, how dare you?
Yeah.
Like, we were best friends. And it was their hatred for each other that destroyed me. I
Yeah.
was stuck in the middle. And that's not fair. That's why I don't ever do my children like that. And I got to Georgia, and it definitely a lot different than North Carolina.
Yeah.
Uh, and it was a different lifestyle. Also, like, I went from, I'm not saying poor, but like, there was a lot of love. Well, still there.
Yeah.
Like, my family in North Carolina, we're not rich. We lived in a duplex in the middle of the hood. It's not, I'm not gonna lie about it.
Yeah. You
And
had
it,
your head, but it wasn't
yeah,
luxury. Yeah, you had the necessities in life.
yes. And I moved to Georgia where my daddy's parents were wealthier.
Mm-hmm.
But they always taught me that I'm not giving you shit for free.
Right.
And I respect my grandparents to this day for that. Because like some of those bitches that were in my high school, they had nice cars, and I don't know why y'all had me driving the Tahoe. So I'm saying about that. But
Still sensitive about that.
but I feel like they could have, shit. But they taught me that not everything's given to you.
Mm-hmm.
And which I already feel like I knew that.
Yeah, I already knew that. Like my mom wasn't even given to me. Like shit.
Yeah, not the time. Yes. But it got to like I don't even know what stage we're supposed to be at now.
we're
Um,
we're at Georgia now. Grammy,
yes. Grammy died.
Grammy passed, and now you're in Georgia. Totally different lifestyle with your dad's side of the family. Did
And yeah,
that
it
like
was
did you
like
find, did you find out that they were lying that your mom's
I did. That's some shit that fucked me up too. Uh, my whole life I was taught my daddy hated me. My
mm-hmm.
grandparents didn't love me in Georgia. This whole lifestyle, like, and I've heard like horrific stories too as
Mm.
a kid about my daddy, um, and my grandparents in Georgia, and I didn't find out till my daddy died
Mm.
the truth. Um, when like it, which is I just went through cancer treatment as far as like laser procedures and stuff. Maverick had just been born. My son had just came home from the NICU. My daddy never got to meet him.
Mm.
Uh, he died before my son got to meet him.
Oh
He knew about it.
yeah.
He also knew I was gay too.
Mm.
Uh, but when my daddy died, I went through. There was boxes my grandma gave me. My daddy was no saint. He was a drug dealer.
Yeah, I was just about to ask because your mom was an addict, so I
Yeah.
mean, your dad was. That's how they met.
Yeah, my daddy was her drug dealer to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, no. My parents when I was I'm a child of two addicts.
So your dad was your mom's dealer at first. Did your mom's side of the family blame your dad for your mom being an addict?
I don't know because she was an addict before my daddy. I think they just met in that connection of it.
Oh, gotcha.
Um, but I never said my daddy was the same.
Hmm.
Or either one of my parents.
Yeah.
But my daddy was always honest.
Hmm.
And my mama could never be honest. She never could be honest with me. And that's one thing I don't respect. And when my daddy died, I got this box of stuff. And
Hmm.
I'm going through it. Some of it had like those, little tapes you used to spin.
Yeah.
Okay. It was like voice recordings of my daddy.
Mm.
I still fucking listen to it, even though some of it's like super inappropriate. Like I said, he was no saint.
Yeah.
But along with it was this letter, and there was a check attached to it, and I was like, "Did you leave me money?" Um,
Yeah.
okay. Um, and I opened this piece of paper, and in my own mother's uh, handwriting, she she literally wrote a check uh, to my daddy for $20, and told him to come get me because she didn't want me. I think I read that note over and over and over again for like a year. And no one had any idea that I knew about the note until recently when I told my grandma. And she said I didn't think that was in there. And along with all the things that I received was earrings and letters that my grandparents had sent me my whole fucking life. They were returned.
Yeah.
And it made me so mad. Like, how dare you?
Yeah.
I could have been loved.
Right.
What do you mean? I could have, I could have had that other side of me that this whole time I was angry at. Like, I was over here singing "Dear Mama" with my chest.
Yeah.
How dare you take that from me? And then for my daddy to pass away, I remember, honest to God, it sounds bad, and that's okay. I remember saying, it should have been you. It should have been my fucking mom.
Yeah.
You took that time from me. You took that childhood from me on purpose because you were bitter. And how dare you? Like, how could you do that to your kids? Which is also the reason I don't do it to mine.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what my opinion is. You laid down in bed, that baby was made. That ain't got shit to do with them. They're
Right.
innocent.
Right. And kids are not weapons. Kids are not weapons
Yeah.
for relationships.
And
100%.
I remember reading that letter, and I went to therapy to one night I eventually burned it. But I read it over and over and over again. And her excuse always was I was in addiction. I don't know what I said. But I wasn't good enough. I wasn't good enough.
Just zero accountability.
Yeah. And, going back through cancer and shit, I did that shit alone. Yeah. And when I found out I had cancer,
and your dad's already passed away at this point when you
well,
found
27 steps backwards.
Yeah, let's go back a little bit. So when you went to Georgia and you were living with your dad's side of the family, did you and your dad started building a
Yeah.
relationship at that point?
Yes. My dad was still an alcoholic. He was still an addict, 100%. But he was honest to me about it.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, Stephanie, and my dad did some fucked up things in his life. He had a lot of bodily injuries. And he had issues with my little brother who, like, stabbed him 3 times with some pair of scissors. No big deal. But my dad was no saint. And I knew he was in pain in general, but he looked me dead in the face. And he said, Stephanie, I'm never going to stop drinking. I'll never do it around your kids, but I'm not going to stop. I'm going to die this way. And I knew, his pain medication and shit he took, but he was honest. He met Addie when she was younger, but he never once took a sip of alcohol near my daughter. Not one time. He sat on that floor like a grown-ass human child and did tea parties.
Oh,
He never once drank around her because he knew I wouldn't allow it.
yeah.
And he respected me for that, but he was honest. He said, Stephanie, I've got a problem. And he was the first person I came out to before I died. Before he died. Damn, I didn't die. Before he died. And he was the only one, and when he passed was also one of the reasons I didn't come out.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a sign that like this isn't a good idea.
Yeah.
And my daddy died in his sleep. His friend killed him.
Mm-hmm.
And that fucked with me because, you know, he had plans to do better. He was selling his house. He was building one. He was like, you know, I want you and the babies because he knew I'd been in some shitty ass relationships. To come live downstairs. I'm getting sober just for you. Like, there was this huge plan, and then to lose him, like, he didn't meet Maverick.
Yeah.
And I think God gave me Maverick because of him.
Yeah.
But my daddy, like, I don't fucking know. It fucked with me. I mean, it still does this. I make jokes about it, but I mean, what the fuck else are you supposed to do? When I came to Georgia, I tried building a better relationship with my daddy. That wasn't always good. My dad's had some really fucked up things to me growing up, and that was the addict side of him.
Yeah.
I got in a car accident at 18. It flipped 3 times, and they have no idea how the fuck I got out. Well, I didn't get out. The jaws of love got me out.
Yeah.
And he told me I should have died in the car because he was mad at me because I was marrying my ex-husband. Which, damn, bitch, you really could have dodged a bullet. But he said some really fucked up things to me, and before he passed, me and my ex-husband, we got married. Lived in an apartment with his sister, and my sister died.
And this is your older sister?
It's my sister Angelina. She's the one that always protected me my whole entire life.
I have the same dad?
No.
Or different moms? Okay.
My mama was a hoe. Okay.
You know, we're not going to judge parents that have different baby daddies.
Yeah, well, I know because I got different baby daddies.
I
got. Me and my sisters. I have a sister named Angelina. I have a sister named Elizabeth. We all 3 got different daddies.
Okay. But you and your brother shared the same dad?
Yeah. We just got different mamas.
Okay.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, whatever. Actually, I do remember somebody on TikTok saying I've been ran through more than a car wash because I had 2 different baby daddies.
Okay. Well, I mean, you got to figure out. I mean, you mess up once, and it's like, let me just make sure this is really a mess up, you know?
No, I know I fucked up. But I love them. I wouldn't live life without my babies. But my sister passed away. And I swear to God, the most I can hands down say, and I've seen people die. The most traumatic, and I can replay in my head like every fucking day, thing I've ever went through in my life. I was standing, I got a phone call. It was like 3 a.m. I was laying in bed with my ex-husband. God damn, that sounds terrible. He's a great dude. Just we're just best friends and everything.
And you're gay, so there's that.
Yeah, you know. Now you wonder why he had so many socks under the couch. But I remember getting a phone call at 3 a.m. and it was my mother's phone number. My sister had leukemia years and years ago. And they told her she never have kids. She went into remission. She had 2 beautiful babies. Her daughter was 3, 2.5, 3 when she passed, and her son was 6 months. And the cancer came back, but she had a blood infection. God damn. Hold on 1 second.
Girl, breathe. Drink some water. We can take a commercial break.
Hold on, again. Just 1 second.
All right, commercial break.
some okra real fast.
Cheryl said drink some chicken broth.
I got some pickled okra.
Oh. Thank you guys, everybody, for throwing up the black hearts. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. And help remind us. Yes.
I got a phone call at 3 a.m. From my uterus donor's phone number. It's after my sister. I knew the cancer was back. She had a blood infection. On top of that, she was in the ICU. And I didn't answer the first phone call. And he said, your phone's ringing. I said, it's Dina. That's my mom's mom, her real name. And I said, she's probably high. She's probably fucked up. I didn't answer the first phone call. Second phone call comes in not even a minute later. And I was like, yo, Eric, she's fucking calling again.
Yeah.
And he said, Stephanie, pick up the phone. Something's wrong. And I said, well, if it's her, it sounds like a her problem. Honestly, I didn't care. I didn't give a fuck about her. And I said, okay. And I pick up the phone. I remember sitting on the side of the bed. And, God, I could see the room so fucking vividly. And I remember instantly the first thing I heard was the machines going off. There's all this beeping. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And all of a sudden, this doctor gets on the phone. And he says, is this Stephanie? I said, well, yeah. Who is this? And I heard my sister take it, I'm assuming it was her, this, breath. And my mom starts screaming, God, please don't take my baby. Please don't take my baby. And I remember hitting the floor so fucking fast. And all I can hear is, the machines. And this doctor's like, your sister's having breathing complications. How fast can you get her? And I said, sir, you're in Chapel Hill. I'm in Georgia. I said, what do you mean she's having breathing complications? I said, okay, I'm getting in the road right now. Me and my ex-husband jumped in the car, and they get a call back, and I hear my sister die on the phone. And I didn't make it there in time. And me and my sister had our issues. Luckily, they were mended before she passed. But it's a sound and shit you'll never fucking unforget. Yeah. I remember, I hadn't seen my sister in a year or so because we had our issues.
Yeah.
And I remember walking in, and they said there was going to be a viewing. And I was like, I can't fucking do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I got this. And I remember walking in, and I thought there was going to be an area you walked into. And as soon as I walked in, turned to the right, my sister was there on a fucking and it's an image I can never unsee. And I wish, I swear on everything I love, I wish I had never went. I wish I could only see her the way I knew her.
Yeah.
And I remember my mom singing lullabies. It was creepy as fuck. And she didn't look like the Angelina I knew. She was very bloated from having cancer and shit.
Yeah.
But it's some shit you don't unsee.
Right.
You can't unsee shit like that.
I feel like our minds do these like I call them like the photographs. Like there's just a picture in your mind of these traumatic moments. Like my dad's funeral, I'll
Yeah.
never get it out of my head.
No,
Yeah,
you can't unsee it or hear it. You can't.
yeah,
It's a noise that literally I still have night terrors from. Like, and I have dreams about her. And I think I'm gonna wake up and she's gonna be there. She's not,
yeah.
and she has two kids that will never know who she is. And uh, I'm not allowed to see my sister's kids, um, because when my sister died, I had a cross that belonged to my sister,
Mhm.
and um, I went and saw her kids. Her baby daddy was a crackhead, and he seen me at the viewing, and then when I showed up at his house, he had no idea who I was. Uh, and my niece looked me in the face, and she said, "When is my mommy coming home?" And I
Oh,
said, and then my cousin was with me. I said, "What the fuck did she just say?" I said, "Where does she think my sister is?"
yeah.
And her baby daddy looked at me and said, "Was she thinks she's just not here, she's gone right now. You didn't tell her that her mama's in heaven with Jesus and that she's watching over her. You didn't give her that comfort.
Yeah.
So she thinks that her mama just outie 5,000 on her."
Oh, and that probably triggered for
It
what you
it sent
heard.
me into a rage. I
Yeah.
was livid. Uh and when it happened, because of the condition that my niece and nephew were living in, they were sleeping on a mattress. My nephew had hand, foot, and mouth in a living room in a crack house. Uh, I hadn't been married that long at that point, and I called CPS
Mm-hmm.
and I tried to get custody of them.
Yeah.
But the CPS worker told them who called, and now I'm not allowed to see them. Uh, I was trying to do the right thing by my niece and nephew.
Yeah.
Um,
You were trying to give niece and nephew the help that you should have got
yes,
when you were a kid.
yes, and they didn't give a fuck. And after losing my sister, and then
How old were you
I
when that happened?
I was right at, let's say, 20 years old.
So your sister was like 24, 25.
My sister was 28 years old when she passed.
So this is the one that's 4 years older than you? This is the oldest one?
This is my oldest sister.
Oh,
I
okay.
said my middle sister or my little brother.
Oh,
Uh, they're both addicts. Um, my middle sister only calls me if she wants money. Uh, she can fuck about me. She uh, well, I guess technically that goes into the story of my dad. When my son was born, uh, who was born 10 weeks early,
hmm.
um, and nobody in the hospitals could find out why I was going into premature labor. I went into premature labor at 25 weeks,
Oh,
uh,
wow.
bleeding out, uh, and nobody knew why.
Yeah.
So they put me on this medication, and I was hospitalized for 4 weeks, but I still had a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, my ex-husband, while yes, he is a good dad now, he wasn't always that way.
Yeah.
Um, my ex sister-in-law, had I not had her to watch my daughter, I'd have just,
Yeah.
there would have been nothing I could do. Uh, and it was like almost a choice. Who do you choose, your daughter or your son?
Mm.
And when I got pregnant uh, with my son, my parents pretty much disowned me. Uh, and I understand why they would be upset that I was already a single mom struggling. What the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah.
Um, but it was what it was.
Yeah.
And Uh, then I went to premature labor, and I did it by my fucking self.
Yeah.
Uh, Besides my sister-in-law watching my daughter, I had no fucking body. My parents didn't speak to me.
Your grandparents, or like you talk about Dita
My
and your,
Well, Dina, well, we don't speak.
yeah, so she got old.
Yes, she was, and my dad didn't really. I mean, we had a relationship, but it wasn't like
He could,
strong.
yeah, but he couldn't, given the
Yeah,
situation. Yeah.
and uh, nobody figured out what was wrong with me. So I got out after a month of being in the hospital, and they put me on this medication that's supposed to keep me from not going into labor.
Yeah.
And I took it, and then one day the pharmacy ran out of it. And
Mm,
I was dating this dude at the time, and he knew it wasn't his baby.
yeah.
Maverick's sperm donor don't exist. Um, and I was like, there's a fucking problem. Like I'm having these pains, and something's not right. And
Yeah.
this went overnight. So the next morning, I was like, I have to go to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he finally gets me there after he gets gas and snacks. Don't worry, he got his laptop too. And I was like, he fucked up.
Yeah.
Uh, but I didn't want to be alone necessarily.
Right. I mean,
Uh,
you've gone through everything else in your life alone.
yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't necessarily want to be alone, and that's on me. That's for sure. But
Not on
I
you.
remember being in labor, and I go into the hospital, and the lady's like, "You're 8 centimeters. 8 centimeters of what?"
Mhm.
I know you ain't mean dilated.
Wow.
And I gave birth to Maverick at 30 weeks. My ex sister in law named him.
Mm.
And it it was a hard fucking time because after I gave birth to him is when I found out I had cancer.
And
Um,
you had cervical.
yes, I had cervical cancer,
Oh, shoot.
and I was should be making. I was
Hey, just take a breath.
I was in a really fucking hard spot in my life, and I was doing the laser treatments. I refused chemo because I didn't want to lose my hair.
Mm.
Uh, I was like, nah, we got it. We're gonna be cool. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Um, and Maverick finally gets out the NICU. He had been home maybe a day and a half, 2 days. Uh, he gets the rhinovirus from being in the NICU. So we have to go to Atlanta. I'm doing this as a single parent. Addie's in Montessori school. It's like you want your kids to be, whatever the fuck they're supposed to be. And I'm driving back and forth while working, and I'm like, yeah, I just know something's not feeling right. Um, the treatments took a lot out of me because there's a lot of hormone because I had a partial hysterectomy on top of the laser treatments in my lady vicinity. Um, and Maverick gets out of the NICU in Atlanta, and we're home. It was snowing outside. Addie was in like pure joy, and that's when I got a phone call from my aunt who hates me. That my daddy was dead.
Oh, man.
Uh, that he died. Uh, no explanation, no nothing. Uh, and I was like, I can't fucking do this. And the dude that I was fucking with at the time was locked up.
Yeah. You had two kids, one that just got out of the hospital with a very serious illness. You just had a partial hysterectomy. You're going through laser treatment for cervical cancer. You're doing it all on your own, and then now your dad passed away.
Yeah, it was a phone call from hell. Um,
Yeah.
it,
How long after? How long after your sister was this? Like your sister?
they were years apart,
How many?
3 years apart.
So you're still mourning your sister
Keeping
because
in mind,
you're still
the
so.
bad part, the bad part is, my dad and sister, died 3 years apart, but 3 days apart.
Oh,
So I just mourned in the process of going through cancer treatment, being
yeah,
a single mom with 2 kids, a dude I'm fucking with who's locked up, um, and my daddy's now dead. Mourning my sister, and now 3 days later, I'm supposed to mourn my father.
yeah.
And I thought, yo, what the fuck? What the fuck?
And your mom never tried to step up ever. Jesus.
Not one phone call. And my mom at my sister's funeral, uh, was probably the fakest human I've ever met in my life. And then not long after, my dad died. I didn't go to North Carolina when my meemaw died. It sounds weird for y'all, but I just couldn't put in my head that she was dead.
Right.
I just couldn't do it. And my grandparents are buried on my uncle's land, like they're in a column. My sister was supposed to be buried there too, but my mom's a selfish bitch. They won't give up the ashes. And I went for my daddy's funeral. The last time I've ever seen my mom. Maverick didn't exist at the time. Well, at least I didn't know he existed. He technically did.
Yeah.
I just didn't know it. I didn't take Addie with me. My mother has never met my children. Not one fucking day.
Wow.
And it will stay that way. But I went to my uncle's house for my daddy's funeral, and I knew that there was a chance she'd show up, but I was told she wasn't going to. But because people in my family, like my uncle and aunt, no, I don't fuck with my mom.
Yeah.
I have nothing nice to say to her.
And I'm sorry, this is your dad's funeral.
No, this is at my grandpa's funeral on my mama's side.
And so so the one that you used to grow up and
Yeah.
watch North Carolina games and stuff.
Yes.
So the man that raised you.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, one of them. But I was at his funeral. I didn't go to my mom's funeral. That was her husband. And then see, I just couldn't bring myself to believe she was dead. That sounds bad.
No.
My meemaw died on the phone with me when I was in statistics class. I'm like, yeah. You want to talk about fucking childhood trauma? Yeah, I was really in statistics class. I got a phone call 3 times from NC, and I was like, yo, what the fuck? So I asked Mr. Dunwoody. Yes, that was my statistics teacher's name. And I asked if I could go to the bathroom. There was a nurse on the phone. And she told me that my meemaw couldn't respond, but she's holding on to something, but everything in her body is shut down. And I told her I was okay. I was getting ready to graduate. Everything's going to be fine. And she died. And my mom blamed me for it. But at my daddy's funeral, I was holding my niece. Just holding my niece, my middle sister's daughter. My biological mother is sitting beside me. She looked at me and said, "Oh my gosh, aren't babies such a blessing?" I had a daughter at the fucking time.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yep, they are." Huh. She was like, "Doesn't it give you baby fever?" Yeah. And she kept nodding off. I knew she was locked up.
Yeah.
She had no idea who I was. She gave birth to me. She had no idea who I was. Till they did the ceremony, and my uncle looked at me and said, "Stephanie, do you have anything you want to say?" And I said, "No, I'm okay." And my mom turned her head so fucking fast, you'd have thought the bitch would have broke her neck.
Yeah.
She said, "Stephanie? Like my Steffi?" That's why I can't stand that fucking name. My Steffi? I said, I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. And I walked the fuck away.
Damn.
But she literally couldn't recognize her own fucking kid. And like, bitch, we don't look that different.
Right. Because last time you saw your mom, you were like 16, right?
Yeah, I left NC when I was 16.
Yeah. So I mean, 16 to 20. I mean, there's a change, but it's not like face off. You're not.
Yeah.
You haven't got plastic surgery and all kinds of stuff. So she just wow.
But she had no idea who the fuck I was.
Wow.
Looked me dead in the face with no idea who I was. And I kept it that way.
Yeah.
Because my mom did horrific things to me, said horrific things to me. She said I was the reason my Meemaw was dead. She said my sister never loved me.
Not every woman that carries a child and gives birth to a child is a mother.
No.
Yeah.
But it was.
But it's not fair to you.
No, I mean, you know what? I don't regret anything that's happened in my past. Please keep this in mind, guys, because it's made me who I am today.
Yeah.
It's the reason I am the mother that I am today. Because without seeing these shitty things or feeling these ways, I wouldn't know what to, I'm no perfect mother by far, but
you're the perfect mother for Maverick and Addie.
I would never in a million years not know who my babies were.
Right.
I would do anything above my children.
Like, she's so lost in her addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah. That she can't even recognize her child. That's insane. But so now you said that your oldest sister, was she an addict or
both? All of my sisters are addicts.
So all your siblings are addicts, and you are the one that made it out. That's amazing.
Living in NC, my oldest sister and my middle sister were both addicts. I watched my older sister Angelina, who's passed, go through detox, like in the house, not like in a facility.
Yeah, she did. Okay.
I watched my mom live in her Volvo outside of my grandparents' house for years, and then I watched my middle sister have me and my older sister having to get my middle sister from the fair because she took Percocets. I didn't even know what the fuck that was. I was like, yeah, I don't think you're supposed to take those on a ride.
Right.
Got
cotton candy and a corn dog and called it a day, sis. Yeah. Perks.
What happened to the candy apples?
Right.
That's where I'm at.
Right.
My candy
apples, and you want prescription drugs.
Yeah. Okay. Like, how do you find these people? But I just remember so much of my past that I was almost so bitter that my bitterness drove me to be better.
Right. And amazing that it did. Like, I think you leaving and going to your dad's side of the family fucking saved you, because you were aggressive and you were angry.
Had I not left,
I
wouldn't be who I am today.
Right.
There's no way. And I still have dreams. Like, it fucks with me at times. Like, I have dreams of my Meemaw's house and what could be or what might have been, or had I been there. And it still fucks me to this day. But I impulsively made the decision to move to Georgia that day when he said never walk in that house again. And I was so hard-headed that I was like, bet, bitch. And won't.
But that saved.
But it saved me.
Thank you.
And I wanted to be everything my mother was never. I wanted to be everything that my sisters were never. Yeah. I had to be number one. I had to be the top one in the sport. I had to be the top one when it came to education. And they really didn't set the bar real high. Neither one of them graduated.
The bar was pretty low, but you still made sure that you felt as a woman. And God, you went through, I mean, the things you went through, we're not even at like the ending, but the things that you went through with the loss of family members, your mother, with your kids, and you having cancer and beating that, thank God. and you still remained strong. Like these things, like people break and you just remain strong, and that's amazing. Like I'm in awe of like just the strength of your story is just amazing.
I mean, I didn't really have a choice. I knew I was going to be better than Dina.
Yeah.
Uh, I knew I made the choice. I laid down. I had those kids,
Mm-hmm.
and my grandparents that raised me in Georgia stopped speaking to me over me choosing to have Maverick.
Yeah.
I didn't believe in abortion. If that's anybody else's belief, that's on you. Your body, your choice.
Yeah.
It didn't do me. Um, but I chose to have my son, and he saved my life.
Yeah.
Literally saved it. Had I not gotten pregnant with him, I would have never known I had cancer. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and while my grandparents now, my parents is who I call my parents, uh, are so very loving and so very, they try to make up for where Maverick lacks because Addie has a daddy. She has a stepmom. She has two sets of grandparents. Well, three, because
Yeah.
she's got her dad who's married to somebody else, and his mom is married to somebody else, and then she got my parents. Um, so she's got three sets of grandparents where Maverick does not.
Right.
And for a long time, like that fucked with me.
Dude, my son has a whole family and my daughter doesn't. So I totally
And
I
it and for anybody on here, like I've never closed the door to Maverick's biological father.
right.
Uh that was never a thing. His daddy told me he hoped he died before he was born. Uh and I still kept the door open. I never closed that door for him, and I never will because that's not my opinion to put on my son.
Right.
Just because he was a shitty ass human to me, it is what it is.
You're just
But,
not a bitter baby mama.
yeah, I won't take it to a certain extent, but we allowed Maverick's biological donor uh, to come see him. Met him one time after he made a promise to us that he would be consistent in Maverick's life.
Mm.
That you would be consistent whether you couldn't be here because he lives in California. He does not live in Georgia. When I met him, he was in the military.
Yeah.
Okay. That was dumbass. But that he would be consistent in Maverick's life. He
Mm.
met him one time in Audi 5000.
Do you ever feel like so my daughter, my daughter's father was uh, I have nothing bad to say about him, but he was always in and out. And I could never understand, like, you have this whole tiny human in this world. How are you not making an effort? And I used to always think, is it because, when you first see your child and you get that bond, like you have
Yeah.
that bond with them. And then I think to myself, because he was so absent in so much of her life, did he just not have a bond with her? Like when he looked at her, does he not say like that's my child? Does it look like it's just another child?
I honestly, when it comes to Maverick's donor,
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck goes through that man's head. Um, Once again, never said I made good life choices. But when they met in person and we allowed it for the very first time, one, they're fucking identical.
Yeah.
I get so tired of looking at this. They're identical looks wise. Personality, that's why I come.
Yeah.
But there seemed to be a slight connection. And I was like, you know what? He's gonna step up. I never asked for money.
Mm-hmm.
I always said if you were just physically active in their life, my children are not paychecks.
Right.
While yes, you should financially support and help the baby mama and the fucking child.
Right.
If that was the least you could do is to be physically like in
You're
person.
asking just for the bare minimum from this man.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, I offered to pay for flights. I did everything.
Yeah.
He could sleep on our fucking couch.
Right.
And he only showed up one time. And then when he found out I was marrying Becca, was when he decided to flip the fuck out.
Oh yeah, that
Wanted custody of
feeling
Maverick.
of toxicity.
Yeah, that's when he wanted custody of Maverick. And I said, "You got me fucked up.
Right.
I've been here for 4 years, homie."
How old was Maverick when you and Becca got together?
He was right like 3.5.
Oh, so they,
Yeah,
yeah.
they didn't meet till Maverick was 4, and that was because I had a conversation with Becca, and I didn't know how to deal with the situation because I knew how shitty he was.
Mm-hmm.
But he's the best in most people.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, I'm gonna agree to it, but I can tell you nothing's coming of this. This motherfucker will never change.
Yeah.
Like, this man literally said he hopes his child died before he was born.
Yeah.
And that was my own feelings, but I said, my feelings are not valid here. This is about him. And
Yeah.
to this day, I'll never close that door. Because
Right.
that's not my place to do unless my child was in physical harms. The motherfucker don't show my word about him.
Yeah. There's no physical danger. It's an emotional danger,
Yeah.
of course, because Maverick's gonna have questions when he gets older. And
Yes.
so there's that, and we want to protect her. But God, in a perfect world, we would have like the perfect parents, and I mean, like
Yeah.
we would have gave them, and it sucks, but
But I
men
don't.
men are shit.
Back then, I knew I was gay. Like, I was so very attracted to women, but I didn't understand why.
So did you always know that you were gay, and kind of like
I
did
experienced
that?
back before I had kids,
Yeah.
and that thought has always been there. People ask me, like, I had dreams about females. I didn't have dreams about males.
Mm.
Like, the thought was just there. But I thought, okay, it's like a fantasy or something. Like, it's I don't even know how to explain. Like, you're just wondering,
Yeah.
kind of.
Curious.
And the way I was raised, that ain't no fucking way.
Mm-hmm.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, the South isn't very. Yeah.
I was like, if y'all are upset that I had a kid out of wedlock,
Yeah. This is gonna blow
y'all
your fucking
are
mind.
upset. And I came out on TikTok. Uh,
After
and
you break.
I, I, I mean, Rhea, thank you, by the way. Don't tell me y'all don't be watching her.
Shout out to
Uh,
Rick.
I did. I saw her. She was one of the reasons I came out. Honest to God. And I told her when I met her at a wedding, I said, I hope you know, like, you're literally one of the reasons I came out as who I was.
Wow.
Um,
All the TikTok.
and it really was. I
Yeah.
do Cheryl Lansing. I don't know. And I made a video on TikTok standing in my kitchen. I was in full tears. I'm looking at my kids in the living room and I'm crying. Because I didn't want to make a choice that would hurt my kids.
Mm.
Because my whole life, my parents made choices for themselves and not for me.
Right.
And I knew that two moms, there's still going to be people that judge. There's
Mm-hmm.
still going to be people, even though me and Becca don't show that type of affection.
They're
And
still
yeah,
thriving. Yes.
and I knew that, and I was terrified because I knew what my parents had done to me. I
Mm-hmm.
refused to do that to my babies.
Right. You're still chasing perfection, even though that's not perfection. Yes.
And I remember everybody on TikTok saying, "Stephanie, you have to be you. They will love you more when you are happier."
Yes.
Mine,
Kids pick up that vibe.
keep in mind, I was engaged to a dude at the time.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was engaged to another TikToker at the time. Uh, and it had nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
Nothing.
But you're just gay.
And one night, he was sitting there and I said, I'm fucking gay. And he looked me in the face like, what did you say? And I said, I'm be honest. And most of them know who he is. I said, I think I like girls. I want to be with girls. Keeping in my defense, I did pay for my engagement ring. So for you bitches, um, uh, and he was very, I will say, supportive of the situation because he was like, maybe you just want to experiment. You go experiment, and then we can work on there. And I was like, nah, I'm gay.
Yeah.
There's no, and we live together at the time, the same house I live in now. This house is in my name though. By the way, yes, Tully is not Maverick's biological father. Thank you.
And how old were you when you finally like?
I was, let's see, I'm 30 now. I got Becca 3 years ago, and I came out, I want to say 26.
Damn.
26, 27.
You had 26 years, 2 kids, a marriage, a fiance, and then now you're coming out.
Yeah.
So this basically like a pure straight life up until 26.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I experimented with girls when I was in college, but I never anything that was like out of the closet, anything like that. Because my family in Georgia is the Kentucky Derby going, floppy hat wearing people.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I can't fucking tell them.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking. And I wanted to be that person. I wanted to be, once again, that perfect person in my parents. That I was going to go for my second degree. I was going to have this white picket fence. That's what you're supposed to have is the husband, the wife, the kids. And one day I literally just couldn't fucking do it anymore.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm gay.
Yeah.
And that same day, I called 2 of my best friends and said, I like girls. And one of them was like, bitch, I already knew. And I didn't tell my parents in person. I sent them a text message. I was like, Grandma, I just gotta let you know I'm gay.
Yeah.
She was like, what? I said, I like girls. She was like, I love you, but life's gonna be hard. You're about to go through a hard life. And she didn't really speak to me for a while.
About to go through a hard life? Did she not realize the last 26 years of your damn life?
Yeah, you don't.
Girl. Did you miss some chapters? We had 26 chapters of hard. Like, come on.
Come on. It fucked with me for a while though. And I did some stupid shit. Got me involved in some stupid shit. We all know how let's be honest roll. You married one day, divorced the next. I don't know.
Oof.
But I just took the risk. I said, fuck it. And I told everybody in a text message I was gay.
So you had a breakdown on TikTok, crying on TikTok, came out on TikTok, came out on text message, and then you met Becca like 6 months later?
I met Becca actually probably, I guess maybe right at, yeah. 7 months.
Did you meet her on the TikTok?
I met her on the TikTok.
Ooh.
She was singing Tupac.
Oh. Okay.
I said, that's wifey right there. I didn't know she had already been in my DMs. She really could have caused me a lot less drama. She'd have been a little bit more vocal about it. Yeah, I commented on her videos. That's their wedding song. And is.
Tupac.
It is. And
how long were you
for you? I was toxic because of this song.
How long were y'all together before you got married?
I proposed 2 months into our relationship.
So 2 years straight time, got it.
Yeah, 2 months in, I bought a ring and I was like, I'm doing this. I don't give a fuck. My kids were there. They helped me. Then we got married about a year later. So we waited to get married technically.
Yeah.
Because neither one of us wanted to do the paperwork. But married a year and a half in, yeah. But I proposed
what's the Tupac song? Which was it?
It's
my girlfriend.
This is how toxic I am. How about you guess?
Is it Me and My Girlfriend?
it has the words, "That's why I fucked your bitch."
Oh God. I love that. So 10 years in a lifetime. So
Yeah.
wow, you guys have been married, and like I love seeing the videos of you and Becca. Like they're so damn cute. Like Becca and Maverick, you couldn't tell me that Becca didn't give birth to Maverick. Like just their bond is so beautiful. Like when I was making your video today, I was like, I gotta have a Becca in here. I didn't want to put the kids in there, but I was like, I gotta have a Becca in here because like I just think that like her bond and how she is just like boom, like
A serious bond.
yeah,
Um, like hands down, you would think she birthed him.
right.
It's his mannerisms, his laugh, the shit he says. That's Becca.
I bet
And
that's
it's
probably
been like that since day one.
I bet that's like one of the most beautiful things ever too. You went through this whole life of not feeling wanted, getting like the rejection, not really, going through so many things alone, being a single mother alone, like thugging it out pretty much your whole life, and you just have this person that comes in and is just your rock, is there for your kids, is loving your kids the way that you wanted to be loved your entire life. And now you're getting that love that you never received either
Yeah.
in one person. Like, how fucking dope.
Yeah, it was fucking insane. Uh, I remember me and Becca. Oh God, we got married legally before a lot of people knew.
Yeah.
My parents being one of them.
Mm.
We got married at the courthouse. I was like, I gotta trap this bitch. Um,
Let me lock this in.
but we got married legally before my parents knew about it,
Yeah.
and I, oh God, and the main reason I told them was because one of my aunts is not technically my aunt. She's
Mm.
my she's my grandma's sister's daughter, whatever the fuck that means.
Saturday. Yeah.
Told me that the aunt that doesn't like me, that is actually biologically my dad's sister, my aunt Melissa, um, was making gestures to my grandparents on telling on me
Mm.
because she be watching my TikToks. Um, they knew we were together. They just knew we were married,
Mm.
and I was worried to tell them because I felt that solidifies things. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you
Like this
know,
final.
yeah, it's we gay, and that came out, and I went and called my grandma, and I told her, I said I didn't want to tell y'all, but we got married. Yeah, both of us were on the phone, and I told her we got married, and she was like, "I love you,"
Yeah.
and she's actually very close to my wife.
Okay.
The first time they met, we took off wedding rings. Nobody knew we were married. My grandpa didn't even at that point know we were gay.
Becca was just your friend.
Yeah, she was my. I was like, this is my.
Your special friend.
He knew deep down inside, but he didn't. Nobody said. I was like, this is Becca.
Yeah.
We were moving rings at that point, and then everything came out. My grandpa said he doesn't understand it, but that he loves me.
Yeah.
That he supports. I'm the only girl granddaughter. They were like, wow, we had one chance, and this bitch marries a woman. But sorry. They love me. But they, dang, Becca.
Becca, this is my sweet tea.
Shit. Damn.
So when I like your whole story, like everything that you're telling me, and then Becca coming in, I feel like you finally found home. You know,
Yes.
like Becca is like your home.
She irritates the living shit out of me.
Right.
I think about pushing her down the stairs. But I love that woman more than life itself.
Yeah.
Besides my kids. But my parents love her more than they love me. I'm not really sure why.
Probably Becca's calm.
Yeah. Well, no, it's because, like, what I didn't understand was one, like, I came out as gay, like, she's a whole ass woman. And y'all were cool with it. Okay, we're gonna bypass that. But like growing up, my grandpa does not believe in females having tattoos.
Oh,
Unacceptable. He told me if I ever got one, he would personally take it off of me. She's got a whole ass sleeve.
it's covered.
Yeah. I was like, wait, because I feel like something's not there here. Are we right, Grandma, Grandpa?
What you're not going to do is tell me I can't do something, but then love somebody that's doing that. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, her and my grandma do have the same exact birthday.
So now with Maverick and Addie, and this was a new life for you and everything like that. Like, how did Maverick and Addie? How did they? I mean, of course, obviously, like they're completely in love with Becca, but
Yeah.
what like told them because, we're friends with Cheryl, and Cheryl was late to gay as well. What was it like telling your kids? Like,
I remember sitting them down on the couch, and keep in mind, I was engaged to a dude at the time.
yeah,
So it was a serious, like, change for them.
yeah,
I had a whole ass dude living with us. And I kept that friendship for a while to try to keep some type of normalcy. Like, he's still a friend. He's still, like, we're still cool. He
yeah,
didn't do wrong. It was me.
yeah.
And I remember saying, what would you think if, or how would you feel if mommy liked girls? Like, what would your opinion be on it? Like, would that hurt you? Would it upset you? Because not everybody thinks the way we do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, would you be okay with that? And I
Yeah.
my daughter looking me dead in the face, and she said, Mommy, love is love. I
Oh,
love you, and I love who you love. And that's when I thought, okay, maybe I did a little something, something right in parenting.
girl, more than a little something right. But yes, that's like the cutest ever.
Maverick just started playing with his truck.
Yeah.
He, he was young.
Yeah.
Um, but I've also had that conversation with him numerous times. But because I think, going to your kid's school, that's still a thought, that's still, you don't want your kids to be bullied at
Yeah.
any age range where kids will do that. And I will
Yeah,
fight.
because you're not born with hate.
Yeah.
It's a taught behavior. So you don't know what these kids are learning in their
Oh, yeah.
private. And unfortunately, these things like it's 2023, but there's still people that are stuck with a 1922 mindset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's terrifying. But I definitely like you're a strong ass woman, and
But
you're an intelligent, loving woman, and so is Becca. And I'm sure that if your children ever came in contact with a child that doesn't come from a home of acceptance and openness, that they
yes.
have, if even if they have just an ounce of the strength that you've had your entire life, they are going to do just fine.
And I think the hardest part was coming out on social media.
Yeah,
Hold on, bitch, I gotta pee.
you're
Hold on.
you're good. Well, commercial break.
Yeah. I'll wait.
Hello, guys. Commercial break. They're possibly tougher than Steven. Yes, I've heard the stories about Addie. If that happens, Steph will be like on site, right? Right. She is, dude. I'm so beyond proud of her. God, it's phenomenal hearing everyone's story. It's amazing. I miss this week's sweet tea. This sweet tea will be downloaded, and it's gonna be posted to YouTube. So if you missed this one, it'll be up there. Thank you, Lori. She has me in tears, right? Steph and Becca, that's goals. They are amazing people. She is. Oh, you're welcome. I love doing these. Right, right. Like and I worry about that too. I have two kids, and actually one of my kids is almost 16, so it's like a different. So like I worry like that's a lot for someone to take on, and just to see how she like dove in there and was like, boom, like that Maverick's mine, Addie's mine. It's amazing. It's amazing, and it gives people, like me, and I'm sure there's other single mothers out there. It gives us that hope that we're gonna find our home.
Yeah.
For
and
sure.
I've been like,
Oh, hey, Becca.
it's me. I've always come into. I've been with relationships with women in the past who have had children. I've been around children my whole entire life.
She's a hoe.
Anyways, so that part wasn't new for me, but when I got with Stephanie, my intentions have never been to ever take someone's place as a parent. That's not my job. I've never looked at it as, oh, I'm trying to take somebody
Becca, on screener.
I look crazy, Danny. I look crazy.
I'm sure you look gorgeous. You don't have to if you don't want to.
I will.
You don't look crazy. But
I do.
you weren't there to replace, but you were there to fill. You know what I mean? Like
I like Stephanie likes to say, I wanted to be a soft spot for the kids.
yeah.
I never come into this thinking I was or had the mindset of I was going to take somebody's place as a parent. I would never do that. Ever. That's not my place. It's not my job.
Yeah.
We like to use the word bonus parents around here. Addie has a couple of them. With Maverick, not so much. He calls me Becca or Mom sometimes, and that was his choice, not ours.
Yeah.
Started doing that.
I have two mommies.
But I just always wanted to be a soft spot for them and be someone who they could come to, and Stephanie necessarily was the hard one when she needed to be.
I was the disciplinary for Addie. Now Becca disciplines now some, but I was the main disciplinary because I wanted our kids to be able to go to Becca and say, "Mommy's being mean," even if that sounds weird, or "Mommy's not being nice," and Becca say, "Okay, let's go get some ice cream, baby."
Right.
And that's what I wanted for her, and that's the way I think it should be. Is step parents should start out as the soft spot.
Yeah.
Be the
you can't come in with an iron fist being a step parent.
No.
Works because it's a transition, a new person coming into life. But how amazing, Steph, that for so long you did it by yourself. You were good cop, bad cop. You were all of it, and now like you have a partner to do it, all of it in life, and that God, that's amazing, and your kids love her.
Yeah, it was not only a transition for the kids, but for me and both of us as well. And as the longer we were together, the more conversation and communication that we had as far as rules and how discipline is going to work in this house. And it's just something we've always communicated about before it was ever done.
Yeah, no, we don't communicate things
and
in front of our kids.
And even with Addie, I will pick up the phone and call her dad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was an incident today where I picked up the phone and called her dad after school. It's something that we all communicate about. Granted, we didn't have a good co-parent relationship when me and Stephanie got together with them two, him and his new wife. But now we have come so far, and I'm happy to say that we're on a very much good level. And for Addie, not for us.
Yeah.
For Addie.
Oh, but it's definitely it's a blessing to know that you have support in your home, but you also have support in the other home as well.
Yeah, and she's old enough to understand that we want her to know that we all four communicate
for
that you can't manipulate a parent.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if anything, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah. Right. You ain't pulling a slick one, Addie. Don't even try it.
Hard, I can't honestly say having an ex-husband and coming out on social media, Jesus, Joseph, and Mary. Jesus. It was, this is a phase. This isn't real.
Right. And you have hundreds of thousands of people judging about you.
And the old Stephanie I used to be is not who I am today.
Yeah.
I know what I became TikTok famous for, but that's not who I am today.
you had growth, and that's with this. Everything comes as growth. And one thing I wanted to point out to you, like you're talking about, Rhea, and now look at you. There could be someone in the comments that's gonna one day have their own talk of sweet teas or something like that, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, I heard Steph, and Steph is because of Steph," and I think that's beautiful, the growth, and now going from here to there, it's full transit, full circle. It's amazing.
I hope that somebody sees it and says, you know what, I'm feeling this type of way about the other gender
Right.
or not. And it's okay to feel that way. You can be 30 years old and
There's no time.
right like the other side.
Right.
Or you might not. It could be a phase. You might just want to hit it, quit it, and run like hell. I don't know. But I'm saying it's okay.
Yeah.
But when I came out, the Stephanie that started TikTok is not the Stephanie I am today.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking Stephanie Becca. But I'm not just talking emotionally. I'm talking physically.
Mm-hmm.
Good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
When I started TikTok, I had long blonde hair. I was going through my process of turning it silver. Please keep in mind, guys, that turning your hair silver is not an overnight thing. It took me, and it's not silver now because, long story short, don't fucking mind your business. Shut up. But I was trying to be something I wasn't.
Mm.
The attitude, I was 100%.
Right.
But I can't fucking dance.
I got that. Listen, I'm waiting for me and Becca gonna be hitting at Cheryl and Browse's wedding. I got a mean yes.
I can't dance. Never I could. That
had the pressures of because you blew up from a clap back, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you had the pressures that you always had to clap back? Like that was like persona. So your persona is now like this blonde, beautiful, like woman, right? And on top of that, like you're expected to clap back. Like
that's what people wanted.
Yeah.
And part of it was I was just fucking bitter.
Right.
I was dealing with my own issues in life. And when people insulted me, it almost gave me a reason to release that anger. And which, like I said, relates back to North Carolina. That person I don't fucking want to be.
Right.
But at times when I was struggling, I was doing this by my fucking self.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I was engaged to homie, I financially supported everything.
Mm.
There was a lot of weight on a bitch, you know what I'm saying? And not only that was I supporting him, my kids, I was making sure, because he had 2 other children, he didn't pay child support for, that I was paying for because I said that's disrespectful.
So you taking care of 2 households?
Yes.
Oof.
All Christmas, all holidays, all everything. I paid for it.
While your life is
and it was not because it was just when I met my ex, the dude, he just got out of jail. Bitch, get your life together. I've always been the one, I don't like to receive things. My happiness comes in giving to people. That sounds fucking weird, I know.
No, it doesn't. Like, just from what you've told me, it seems like any time that you were given anything, it was condition based.
Yeah.
And so it's not, you don't trust a gift.
Yes. It was always, there was a condition behind it.
Yes. Always a motive behind it.
If you weren't this or you didn't do this,
you don't get this.
You weren't.
Yeah.
You know. That's why anything I do,
you don't feel like you're good enough to receive these gifts. So it makes you uncomfortable.
I know how to accept things at
Right.
times. And I don't. Everything is all yes. Everything has been conditioned. Damn, bitch, you have to say it out loud.
I'm going to school and I'm gonna get my degree because Dr. Phil who.
But everything has been, if you don't do this, then you don't get this.
Yeah.
Then you don't have that love.
Right.
I always wanted to show that I give love no matter what.
Yeah.
Now you don't have to do shit for me.
Yeah.
I
Because
just show you.
you got you. You've had you since you were a young age. You got you. You don't need nobody. You can handle
Yeah.
it all. And you don't need nobody. And you're accepting someone, to help you and give to you and make you feel love is uncomfortable because it's not something you're used to. You deserved it your entire life, but it's foreign to you.
Yes.
So you think that people have motives behind it.
Yes. I think there's always a reason behind you want something from me.
Right. What do you want from me?
That came from social media also. I mean, I didn't look like the way I do now when I started social media. And I became an image.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reality of it. Nobody gives a fuck about what I'm saying.
They do though.
Unless some people.
You've had over 500 people in here this entire time.
But to reach people on a general live of mine and have something to say, if I'm not dressed like this,
yeah,
they don't give a fuck.
Oh, I can totally not 100% relate. But it is a different I do get different responses.
Yes.
Based on, appearance, and it goes back to, unfortunately, like that pretty privilege.
Yes.
No one ever really wants to talk about, like, if I look like I'm about to go to Walmart or I'm one of the people of Walmart, I get treated one way. But if I have my hair, my makeup done, and I'm dressed nice and everything like that, and I'm out in public, people treat me nicer. And it sucks this world is so vapid that that's how it is. But yeah, it just sucks. It sucks because you're so much more than just a beautiful woman. You have a beautiful heart. Like, I'm beyond blessed to have you in my life. And I'm just so glad that all these people get to see what I see,
But it's a real thing. Like, people don't think it is.
It is.
But it's 100% a real thing. If you've seen lives where I look like me, like Cynthia, like where I can have fun and joke.
Yeah.
The amount of people versus where if I'm in a tank top and the girls is looking nice.
Yeah.
And extensions in, people hear more of me. And to a degree, it became, I would rather use my image to help others
to be heard
than to not have it on and not do shit.
Right.
So I became an image. That's reality, y'all. If any of y'all think that it's not, you're wrong.
But it's a hard reality because not every day you gonna people on here, y'all see me on every different level. Sometimes I look appropriate, and other times I have last night's makeup on. You know what I mean? Like, y'all have seen every different side of Danny. So I thank God that I don't feel like I have to look a certain way, but I understand where Steph is coming from, is that she feels because she now has this image that she has put forth on this platform that now you have to keep up with it.
And it was one of the reasons that sent me in a downward spiral, that when my hair got fucked up, keep it in mind, okay, my hair is a very sensitive subject for me.
Yeah.
It's a very sensitive subject for me because my hair is the reason I did not do chemo.
Yeah.
I had hair down to here. Blonde. It was like a yellow blonde, clearly not silver. back in the day. And I loved that fucking part of me. And I did these laser treatments, and I knew the warnings of that I could possibly still lose my hair.
Yeah.
And I did my partial hysterectomy, and I thought, well, if I do chemo, I know it's gone.
Yeah.
So I took that risk. And it is still a risk for me today that it could come back. Because I didn't have a full hysterectomy. But I got on social media, and nobody knew because I didn't feel the need to have anybody in my personal business know that I was still going through treatment.
Yeah.
So when I was turning my hair silver, partially it was because I knew I was losing it. And I thought, well, fuck, if I'm going to lose it, might as well do what I want with it.
Right.
Even the individual I was with at the time had no idea.
Because you're hiding, you can't show weakness.
I can't. I kept it to myself. And I was like, I got it. Like, don't worry about it. Mind your business.
Yeah.
But then I was ridiculed on social media because I didn't have my clip-ins in the correct way, or my hair was thinning. And I was literally fucking
fighting cancer, fighting for your life.
Yeah, I was literally being destroyed. And nobody knew what was behind the reason of why I looked the way I did. So now I can do it occasionally and get on here and joke, but I'm an image.
Mm-hmm.
And I just try to use my image for good.
Do you think that maybe the image that you're talking about is a mask to hide the soft side and the personal side of you? You know, the makeup, the hair, that all that stuff is your mask. Because it's, if you're done up and you look great, there's no way no one's gonna be able to tell that you have any weaknesses, you know?
It's kind of a combination, honestly, because I get on live, and I mean, I took a week off,
But it is,
and I couldn't stand to look at myself, because of what I looked like. I've always had to be a perfectionist.
Yeah.
And I lost that grip a long time ago, so I was trying to regain it.
Yeah.
And now I can't, or how do I phrase it? I know if I get on here as me, if I take these extensions out, these eyelashes off, this makeup off, nobody's going to give a fuck.
I think you would be surprised.
But no, let me rephrase that. Nobody gives a fuck as far as if I'm saying something like confidential, or say I'm in a battle and we're doing it for a giveaway, or we're doing it to help a family or a charity. Nobody's going to gift if I don't look like this.
I don't know. I think I'm, you know, I understand where you're coming from with that, but I think that you would be very surprised with, you are so, like I said, you're so much more than just a beautiful woman on the outside. And I think if you know, especially tonight with a sweet tea, you let people in to see this softer side of you, and you know, you've let people see you, not the image. And I think that you're going to get, if you let more people see the you and not the image, I think you're going to be very surprised with how much support you're going to get. I mean, I've been seeing the comments of so many people saying how inspirational you are. And the camera's been blurry this whole time, babe.
Well, shit. Maybe it made a bitch look better. Okay.
No. So I think that you'd be so surprised. And I'm not pushing you or telling you what to do or anything like that. But, you know, I like Cheryl and a whole bunch of other people that have done sweet teas. It's been very, very healing, and I hope that it's healing for you to see how much love and support you're getting from you, not the image.
Yeah, but I'm still an image right now. That's all, it's off. And y'all see full on sympathy. Would you give a fuck about what I said?
I think they would. I think you're selling yourself short, babe.
Well, maybe, but you know,
Girl,
my
like I said, on here at Walmart, and I get love, and there ain't nothing wrong with Walmart. It's just a saying because people of Walmart. Let me just jot that down because your girl likes Walmart. But I come on here looking every different kind of way you can think. I have videos of looking every different kind of way that I look, and I've gotten so much more love and support with letting people in to see me.
Charlie, what the fuck you say?
Get your makeup wipes. Like your makeup wipes. Take no. Listen, let's let's just take it easy because I think that's going to be a lot for her. She just exposed a lot about herself, so we just gonna take it easy. Maybe one day we'll do a live where you take everything off, but for right now, I think you hopefully can reflect on this and you can watch this live. And unfortunately, I won't have the comments, but I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with how many people are going to give you love and support based on you.
I'm saying do it and get.
I'm saying do it. Ready with
trying to see me get ready.
But truly, I mean, can you guys drop the black hearts if you agree with me? Because this whole time, like I said, your camera's been blurry and people have just been listening to you.
How the fuck has my camera been blurry?
It's your Wi-Fi. You're on.
I'm not on my Wi-Fi.
That might be the issue. Like, look at you have so many people in here that 100% like.
I've been blurry the whole time?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Nobody was gonna say nothing?
We said it earlier, but we were listening to your story. I mean, dude, your story is captivating.
I just turned the light.
You have strength, and it's sad, but you've overcame so much. And just looking at you, if I was scrolling TikTok and I didn't know you and I came on the screen and I saw you, I would have no idea the person that was inside. I would have no idea everything that you've gone through because you hide it so damn well.
I mean, you fake it till you make it. That's what I was taught growing up.
Yeah, but sometimes I gotta stop faking it and just.
But that's what I was taught. I was taught growing up that you don't show that emotion. Showing emotion is a weakness.
Right.
You smile. You fake it till you make it. That's my whole entire life.
You act like things wrong. No one's gonna know anything's wrong, and nothing's really wrong.
No,
because nobody knows. It's hidden. But that shit, that is gonna come out. It'll come out and you black out. And it's happened to you where you black out and you don't realize it because whatever happens in the dark always comes to light, regardless of the timing. I mean, I like I said, I've talked about my faith and stuff, but you know, God has perfect timing for everything. And we might not know his reason today, but we'll know it. We'll look back and know it.
But I mean, as humans, like, y'all see these creators and y'all make an image in your head of what we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
I am far from the image that y'all see. I stopped doing like thirst traps. I mean, a bitch still got it. Don't fucking play with me.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying?
We still got it. We can do it if we want to,
but it became so overwhelming.
Yeah.
And getting on live, because I have received comments, I have received hate, and everybody does.
But those comments are not a reflection of you. That's a reflection of them. So
But
way to comment nasty things about a stranger, that is a reflection on them. That ain't got shit to do with us. That's between them and Jesus Christ and whatever they got going on.
Jesus, Joseph, and Mary needs to be involved.
Right. And maybe this is going to change. It might not change all TikTok, but maybe it's going to change a little bit. Maybe our little corner of it.
I'm hoping for can save it.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to just get on TikTok and burn wood and hang out and talk and be there for me. But putting on a full fucking face of makeup and extensions in, that's just fucking tiring.
You should start out with one day a week, one night a week, or whatever it may be. Just come on here and do your whittling. Is it called whittling? Whittling? Stop whittling. I don't know what it's called, but do like your woodwork and just you without the extensions, without the makeup, just you. And you're going to be so surprised with how wood burning. I don't know why I called whittling, but you're
Yeah.
going to be so surprised with the what you're going to get back from that.
I
Because
think
people want
I,
to see, they want to see the real us. They want to see all of us, not just your chi-chis.
I have too much of a fear. The hatred that I've received in the past,
Yeah.
uh, and I feel like I can't help as many people because I use my lives and my battling to do donations and giveaways. I know that if I look like me, without the extensions or makeup, that's not gonna happen. And then I'm letting other people down.
How does that help you though?
It's not about helping me.
It is about
It,
you need to be selfish.
but
You,
I don't. My happiness comes from other people's happiness. So to see other people and be able to give giveaways or donations or charities to these people, it makes me happy. But I can't do it just like me.
but I think you're selling yourself short, Steph. And I think a lot of people in here agree. You're selling yourself short, that
I
you're more than just that. And that, like I said, we've carried for 2 hours, talking 2 hours, over 500 people this whole time for 2 hours, not talking about what you look like or anything like that. You know what? Maybe your camera's meant to be blurry this whole time.
my baby is.
Maybe it was a sign that your camera was meant to be blurry this entire time, and you still, with the blurry screen, you still kept you kept the attention of all these people, and you touched a lot of people. I've been reading the comments of people saying how much they relate to you, and that's not because of what you got clipped into your hair. That's not because of your makeup. It's not because you're chi-chis. It's because of you, your voice, your story, and your heart.
I just hope that maybe tonight some people, I mean, I know there'll be people that dislike me still, and that's okay. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm very
I'm
aware.
for sure.
Um, I hope maybe, just fucking maybe, it shows y'all like there's a reason of why I am the way I am. And that I'm not this like horrible person that some people paint me out to be. Um, and that I'm more than social media. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I work full time. What I do on TikTok live battles, I give away. Not all TikTok battles are bad. There are some people that like what the fuck, but
Right,
not all of them are bad.
right.
And uh, I just hope people just step back out of maybe their thought on people and who they think they are or who they think they should be
Take
is
the emotions out and get to know the person.
like I'm still a human.
Right.
Um, uh, and I have a big heart. Sometimes that's my worst fuck.
Not the brooms.
Not the fucking bro. Um, uh, I hope that maybe it changed some people's opinions, and it could have changed them from the worst. That's
I
okay.
don't think if it changed it tonight after hearing what you had to say, if it changed it for the worse, Lord help that person.
But I mean, that's okay though. If it did, that's okay. If you choose to still not like, I'm still not everybody's cup of tea because even after this live, even after I tell you my story, I'm still going to get on my lives and I'm still going to make my jokes.
Yep.
I'm still going to play the games to help other families. I'm still going to do it. And you don't have to like me. And that's 100% okay.
Yeah. But I
Um,
think a lot more people are gonna like you.
and I don't care who you love. I don't care who you follow. That ain't got shit to do with me.
Right.
I've had a lot of people say, well, you don't like this individual or you've had issues. That ain't got shit to do with me. That's between me and them. I love you for who you are,
Yes.
not for who you fuck with.
Right.
Your friendship has nothing to do with me. Not a damn thing. And
Mm.
and if I'm sorry if this pisses some people off because they say, you're supposed to be a ride or die. If you don't like them, I don't like them. No, ma'am. I can dislike them and you can love them. They didn't do you wrong.
Setting boundaries and being neutral. You
Yes.
got to keep 100 here, but also keep it 100 there.
Yes.
Don't in my face talking about that person, but then go hang out with that person.
Yes.
And because you're probably talking about me to that
Yes.
person.
That 100%.
Yes, that's on
You
being an adult.
Yes, you can another individual, but don't be talking shit about them and then run to them.
Right. There's such a misconception that these friendships are just us talking shit about people all the time, and that is like further from the truth. We're talking about, like in the comments, we're talking about Stephanie vacuuming up her dad's ashes. We're talking about,
Yes.
we're sharing TikTok videos of being like, so this is you, it's
like, that is dumbass shit. They should think adults wouldn't talk about, but like, dude.
And that's one thing that's great about Steph is that through this whole process, through my whole sweet teas and everything before I was going to start the sweet tea, and I was messaging everybody, I was giving my idea on what I want to do and why I want to do it. Man, I will tell you, my friends and, were the biggest supporters they were just the biggest supporters in my corner and have been in every tea, have been supporting me, talked to me afterwards. And I probably wouldn't have done this if it wasn't for all the support I had in our little group chat.
We became friends through a group.
Yeah.
Cheryl Ann. Because I used to not fuck with Danny because she was battling other people. I didn't want to be on no social media. Already drug into shit. I didn't even know who those people was.
Danny, listen, sometimes I'm a problem and I get it, but I've grown and I'm growing.
Let me tell y'all something. I fucking love Danny. I can hands down say I wish I would have gave her a chance back in the day. Know her. She's fucking hilarious. She definitely has the same sense of humor as me. And like, fuck Franklin, you know what I'm saying? But she's the kind-hearted fucking person. And there's not a lot of people I ride for anymore. I've been through a little too much trauma. I've been dragged on social media for supporting people that didn't give a fuck about me, that were my own downfall.
Right.
That were literally planning my demise.
Right.
And I consider them family. And so I hesitate to be opening, a bitch's affection up to other humans. But I can tell y'all, Danny has been the kind-hearted person. She's been honest. She said, "Look, bitch, I have fucked up in the past. Ain't the fuck we all? Ain't we all?
Yes.
We have all said hurtful things. We have all said dumb shit. We have all done things that we don't agree with.
Mm-hmm.
The new us don't agree with. I mean, we'll probably still fuck up and do it again.
Right. We're healing, not healing. So it just takes that one little thing to snap back.
But you support your friends in that aspect, and whatever is in a conversation between you and your friends should stay that way, confidential. You're supposed to be able to speak your feelings. If you don't have a friend that you can speak those feelings to, then you got a fucking problem. Right. Because for what? Who else are you going to say? So you're going to keep it in? Because my therapist said you're not supposed to do that. Right. I haven't seen it in whole life. Years. But the last time,
my whole life, and it ain't working. So this is where.
When I saw my therapist, she said you're not supposed to keep it. Okay.
Right.
But we want to inflect it in like a positive way now. This is what these accounts are about. And Danny over there looking fine as okay.
It's the clips.
Yeah, but there were curls and shit. Okay. She's trying to get me pregnant. I knowed it. Oh, but man. It's been an honor to be damn bitch, learn your words. to be on Danny's Sweet Tea, and I'm so very glad to see how far she's grown.
Thank you.
Everything she's gone through, y'all. Please remember, don't believe everything you see on social media. That shit ain't real. Because my wife mean as hell. Danny, literally, y'all, bitch, I'm gonna get tear up. Damn, it's Thursday.
Nope.
It's okay. Danny has been through a lot of shit, and she's making a hell of a comeback. And I'm honored to be here to watch her, make her come back, y'all. Like, yeah, she's been through some shit. She rode 10 toes deep down where people didn't give a fuck about her. I ought to slap the shit out of her. But, God, y'all, she's a good fucking person. And I'm honored to say that she's I consider her family, and she's strong as hell. Look at the positivity she's showing to everybody. People change, and sometimes people are just misunderstood.
Yeah,
that's a lot of things that y'all forget. Sometimes people are just misunderstood, and sometimes people just ride for people that they shouldn't fucking do it for.
right.
And we've all been there. Hell, I have.
I had the wrong ride, the wrong passengers.
Yeah. That's because she didn't call me because she knew I wasn't a rider type because I'm not going to jail.
Well, your windshield wipers don't even work, so it's like.
You have to bring Billy in the shit. Link in bio. But
Oh.
she's somebody who literally she has the same personality as me. She talks shit. She did get me a banana one time. She said, but we weren't saying anything wrong. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's a good fucking person. And I don't say that about a lot of people. Cheryl Ann, yes. My wife, yes. Franklin, she's a little sketchy.
For still.
Brittany Lynn, Katie, she's a saint. She's in her old man rocking chair.
Yeah, she.
But give people a chance, guys. Like, if any of my followers in here, I hope all of y'all go and follow Danny, and don't give a fuck about what people used to say in the past. I'll probably always look like me, a bitch is struggling with some emotional image issues. Like, when we were,
Franklin. Wow.
don't worry.
But you also, like you're saying about give people a chance. I think you need to give people a chance too.
Franklin, shut the fuck up. I do try to give people a chance, and then I was caught pregnant.
No, give people a chance to see the real you.
Well, they've seen Cynthia, but I need a new best friend, and wow,
That's now we're.
It's the tension for me.
Yes, give yourself a chance.
But Cynthia can't help people the way that Stephanie Lee can.
Yes, she can. But we gonna get there. It ain't gonna happen tonight, but we're gonna get there. I promise. You gonna come on here looking like Walmart with me, and we just gonna do some great things.
Oh, okay. So when you take it,
right now we look like Target or Target. We gonna look like Walmart.
I can shop at Target. I wear a mask when I go at Target if I don't got.
Yeah, we gonna come help you. We gonna get Cynthia out for sure.
Look, they've seen Cynthia.
Well, keep that bitch out. You know what? How about you combined it? Combined it all.
How do you find Cynthia?
Keep this stuff. Keep if you want to keep the image because that's your security blanket. Keep the image. It's your security blanket, but open this part more. I think your story and everything you do could help so many people. So many people.
I don't think I'm that helpful no more nowadays.
It is. It's very helpful.
But I'm glad and honored that you let me be on here.
Absolutely.
Looking fine as hell.
Girl.
Yay.
I love you, and I appreciate you coming on here with me.
I love you for having me.
And he made me cry. I've been strong this whole time, and then he made me cry at the end.
That's because you deserve uplifting. Like, you deserve to know your worth, Danny. You deserve to know you're amazing fucking mom. You deserve to know that we all fuck up. We all make terrible fucking mistakes. We're all put in shitty ass situations because of choices we make to help others. Sometimes we forget that maybe me should go first.
I don't have a speaker right now.
Maybe.
Oh, Steph, I need you. You got Alexa. Tell Alexa to play Higher Love.
Alexa, play what?
Higher.
Alexa, play Higher Love. Alexa, volume 4.
This is the YouTube. This is the Sweet Tea song. I think pretty much people are gonna get sick of this song because how much I play it.
Alexa, volume 4. This don't listen. Alexa, volume 5.
Oop. Everybody here, thank you so much for hanging out with me and Steph, hearing her story. It'll be about a day or two for it to process, and then I'll get it uploaded to YouTube. My YouTube is in my bio. If you click on my bio, it's right there. It looks like the Instagram picture or camera picture, or if you click that bio link, it says Sweet Tea with Danny. If you can't find it that way, you can YouTube Sweet Tea with Danny.
We're not gonna speed past Franklin saying "Mine Should Be Single Again" by Trina for my Sweet Tea.
We usually go speed. Oh.
How about to speed past that one? Don't involve us. You on your own, honey.
I love this song.
Alexa, volume 6. I don't think you're giving enough.
You're not giving enough energy, Alexa. Oh.
Oh. I never thought I could dance.
I have to.
Oh, you gotta bring it in.
Eve, my robot is something serious. All right, y'all. I am going to head out of here. This has been an amazing Sweet Tea, Miss Steph.
We love you. I'll see you later.
I love you. I'm gonna you, girl. All right, guys. Thank you so much, everybody, coming here. Next week, we got Big Sexy coming on. Thank you, Becca, as well. We got Big Sexy coming on. The event is in my bio. Please register for it. I appreciate everybody. Again, YouTube, check it out. Subscribe. It's free to subscribe over there. Watch the videos. All the other Sweet Teas are on there. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Thank you so much. Bye, y'all.